right, now we get into some fun things, right? Let's talk about troubleshooting irrigation systems. All right, so irrigation systems are essential in maintaining landscapes, particularly in diverse climates, okay? Where water conservation and efficient use of resources are critical. In construction projects, whether residential or commercial, irrigation systems are often installed to ensure proper water distribution, okay, for landscaping needs. However, over time, these systems can encounter issues that require troubleshooting and maintenance. So to ensure their continued functionality, you're going to have to keep up with that maintenance and troubleshooting, right? Now, water conservation is not only a priority, but a legal requirement. Wait. Alan, did you say it's a legal requirement? Yes, it's a legal requirement. Troubleshooting irrigation systems must be conducted in compliance with state regulations and building codes. This explores the legal considerations, regulations, and best practices for troubleshooting irrigation systems, focusing on water conservation, safety standards, and the role of licensed professionals. This is a great opportunity for you to put together a little catalog. And let's say you go do a big commercial project, right? And you pick the trees all based on the environment, the ecosystem, all that kind of stuff, and you do a great job, right? Now you present a video, and also, which you can come in, you can have my team make you videos. They cost to make these specialized videos, so you can go over prices with them later. But the purpose of this video is that way you can be not only the person who designed and built, but also the person who does the maintenance long haul. And now you have a regular fee coming in on a monthly, consistent basis that you don't have to go chase down, because that money just keeps rolling in because you have them on a system and you're constantly inspecting, checking, fixing, repairing, because you're taking care of that project that you built specifically by your resources and study of knowing what needs to go there. And until you can tell and show that owner the great detail that you went in picking specifically the right types of trees for the ecosystem, they might not understand that they need you to continue on and create that residual monthly income coming in. So you have to spell that out for them. So good thing to know, right? All right, the importance of irrigation systems. So irrigation systems are crucial for maintaining landscapes where drought conditions are frequent. So sometimes that's SoCal, right? And water use is highly regulated. When I was in NorCal, and for all my NorCal buddies and pals, yes, we do sometimes have droughts. We used to have them when I lived there, when rains just die off for a long period of time. So you're familiar as well. But yeah, a lot more frequent down here in this SoCal region. Now, whether for residential lawns, public parks, or commercial properties, an efficient irrigation system ensures that plants and grass receive the necessary water without wasting resources. A well-maintained system helps conserve water by targeting specific areas that need moisture and minimizing runoff. So, given the semi-arid climate, the state's residents and businesses rely on irrigation to maintain healthy landscapes. However, with the ongoing concern about water scarcity, irrigation systems must adhere to strict standards that promote water conservation while still allowing for effective landscaping. So let's touch on a few water conservation laws. Note that we are one of the most progressive states when it comes to water conservation. I mean, we have such beautiful territory. I mean, think about California, right? Pretty much wherever you live, for the most part, more specifically in Southern Cal, in 50 minutes, I could be in the ocean swimming. In 50 minutes, I can be to an hour and a half, I could be sand duning over there in Palm Springs area, right? In 50 minutes, I could be up on the mountains here snow skiing. It's funny because people make videos down here. Well, they'll start off snow skiing, they'll drop down real quick, do some sand duning, and in the same day go over there, put on their suit, and surf, all in the same exact day. California, you can do that. And we have some of the most beautiful ocean. I mean, think about Carmel. My goodness, if you guys have never been to Carmel, you need to go up there and just take that 21-mile ride on a bike. They have a specialized area. The beauty of that space is so great. And so for all you single dudes, take that girl. She'll love it because it is magnificently beautiful. And they give electric bikes so you don't have to pedal like crazy, right? But a beautiful place to go see. And just check out. But California is incredibly beautiful, and that's in part because we do take care of our vegetation and plant life. We need to take care of that. Like Adam, we're carrying on that continuance of taking care of the garden, right? So water conservation laws. We are one of the most progressive in all of the U.S. The state has established a series of laws and regulations designed to reduce waste, especially in urban environments. Several of these laws impact the design, installation, and maintenance of irrigation systems, making it critical for construction projects to comply with these rules. So, here's something you need to know right here. The California Code of Regulations, also known as CCR, but you specifically need to know Title 23, Section 864. This regulation enforced by the California Department of Water Resources, DWR, remember we learned that last module, sets standards for landscape irrigation systems in new developments and major, turn the page, renovations, okay? It matters. It mandates that irrigation systems must be designed to minimize water waste and ensure that water is used efficiently. Key provisions include smart irrigation controllers. Systems must be equipped with weather-based controllers or soil moisture sensors, right? That adjust the watering schedule based on real-time conditions, helping to reduce unnecessary irrigation. Also with or drip irrigation systems, where appropriate drip irrigation must be used instead of traditional sprinkler systems. Drip systems deliver water directly to plant roots, reducing evaporation and runoff, right? Sprinkler head efficiency. Well, sprinklers must be installed in such a way as to avoid overwatering, and spray patterns must be adjusted to prevent water from being wasted on hard surfaces like sidewalks or driveways. So these kinds of things better our environment and help us to preserve water and our plant life, and that maintenance gets you more frequent jobs. Now, the next thing is the Model Water Efficiency Landscape Ordinance, also known as MWILO. We talked about that last week, right? MILO, which I like to say, just skip the W, that's what a lot of people call it, was adopted by local agencies, provides guidelines for the efficient use of water in landscaping, including the design and maintenance of irrigation systems. This ordinance aims, if there's an aim, a goal, you better know the goal of that system. So circle aims. This goal aims to reduce water consumption through the use of efficient irrigation systems and sustainable landscaping practices, okay? You also have to be familiar with SGMA, yes, SGMA, the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act. SGMA focuses on managing groundwater use. As irrigation systems often rely on groundwater for water supply, proper management and maintenance of these systems are critical to ensure compliance with SGMA. Troubleshooting irrigation systems. Troubleshooting irrigation systems is an essential task for maintaining efficiency, write that in, and ensuring they comply. Those two things, very important. With state water conservation laws, malfunctions can result in overwatering, underwatering, or inefficient water distribution, all of which lead to waste water and increased water costs. Troubleshooting involves diagnosing and correcting problems to restore the system to optimal function. Common issues with irrigation systems include, here they are, clogged nozzles or drip emitters. Over time, debris and minerals in the water can clog irrigation nozzles or drip emitters, right? Leading to reduced water flow and uneven watering patterns. So regular inspection and cleaning, notice that regular inspection and cleaning are essential to avoid these issues, which leads us to the next component, damaged pipes or leaks. Leaks or damage to irrigation pipes can cause water waste and efficiency. Leaking pipes not only waste water, but can also lead to erosion and or plant damage if not repaired promptly. Don't forget malfunctioning controllers, right? If the irrigation system controller is malfunctioning, it may water the landscape at the wrong time or with incorrect frequency. Of course, you already know you can water at the wrong time and burn the grass, right? Or stuff like that. This is particularly problematic in regions with water use restrictions. Troubleshooting controllers may involve resetting them, replacing faulty wiring, or updating settings to comply with local water restrictions. The next one is incorrect watering zones. Sometimes irrigation systems are not designed with appropriate zoning, so resulting in areas of landscape receiving too much water while others get too little. Go ahead on to page 103. Proper zoning allows for tailored watering schedules that take into account different plant needs, sun exposure, and soil types. That leads us to the next one, which is weather and soil sensor issues. As part of water efficient systems, weather and soil moisture sensors help adjust watering schedules based on environmental conditions. If these sensors are faulty, the irrigation system may not adapt to changing weather patterns, leading to insufficiencies. Okay? So make sure you know those because you're going to see those on the test. Okay? So underline whatever you didn't know, memorize that, right? Troubleshooting these issues requires knowledge of the system's design and the ability to make necessary adjustments to repairs. Surrounding irrigation systems emphasize the importance of regular maintenance and compliance with water conservation measures to ensure long-term sustainability. So some legal considerations and compliance in troubleshooting, here's what you need to know. Well, when troubleshooting irrigation systems, it is essential to follow legal and regulatory guidelines. Notice that keeps coming up. I wonder if the state's trying to tell us something. Yeah, follow our laws. That's what they're trying to tell you, right? So some of the key legal considerations include the following. Of course, licensing and certification. So you have to be licensed to be a landscaper and to do all this work. That's what that says. But let's go on to the next one. Water efficiency standards. As per the Code of Regulations, contractors must ensure that irrigation systems meet water efficiency standards. When troubleshooting or upgrading a system, contractors must ensure that it adheres to the latest, underline that, latest water-saving technology. So you got to grow to go. You got to keep up with those things, right? Such as weather-based controllers and drip irrigation systems. The goal is to help homeowners, businesses, and municipalities meet and exceed state water usage targets. So remember, because sometimes people don't think about this, the reason why certain counties or municipalities has rules on you, because those cities have rules laid on them by counties because they have to adhere to certain water levels, who have to adhere to regions and or the state who has to answer to the state, right? So, it all goes around. So let's talk permitting. So permitting in some cases, troubleshooting or repairing an irrigation system may require permits, particularly if the system needs to be upgraded to comply with current regulations. Local authorities may require permits for certain modifications, especially in urban areas with stricter water conservation rules. Finally, water use restrictions. So we have implemented various water use restrictions at state and local levels to address drought conditions. You notice that's going to keep coming up. The state wants to drill that into your mind, right? Troubleshooting irrigation systems must be done with an awareness of these restrictions. For example, during times of water scarcity, cities may restrict irrigation to specific days or times. Any repairs or adjustments must comply with these schedules. So what are best practices for irrigation system maintenance? Well, let's dive in. Troubleshooting is just one part of maintaining an efficient irrigation system. To ensure that systems operate effectively and in compliance with water conservation laws, regular maintenance is essential, okay? Some best practices include the following, and here we go on page 104. scheduled inspections. Periodic inspections of irrigation systems can identify issues before they become significant problems. This includes checking the systems for leaks, right? Blockages, and ensuring that all components such as controllers and sensors are functioning correctly. Don't forget seasonal adjustments, right? Watering needs change with the season, so adjusting the irrigation schedule accordingly helps ensure that water is used efficiently, right? During winter months, for example, irrigation systems should be set to deliver minimal water while more water may be needed in the summer. And also, we have to talk about utilizing smart technologies. Integrating weather-based controllers and soil moisture sensors can significantly improve water efficiency. These technologies adjust the irrigation schedule based on real-time data. That's the important part, real-time data. Underline that. Ensuring that water is used only when necessary and in the correct amounts. Notice this topic kind of is a theme said in different ways. The state really wants to drill this in. That's very important. Remember, we use 3 types of learning methods. One is the Socratic method, where questions are asked to incur a response. Another one is seed planting. Keep seed planting something that you're going to talk about over here, and this you may go in a little bit, then you go in more detail here, but it gets the mind thinking, right? And then the other way is repetition. It's the mother of all learning. The other way is repetition. It's the mother of all learning. That way you get this stuck in your head. So let's go on to the next part, training and education. Well, property owners and maintenance personnel should be educated, that's going to be up to you, on best practices for irrigation system, troubleshooting, and maintenance. This includes understanding how to adjust settings, recognize warning signs of malfunction, and ensure compliance with state regulations. So, in conclusion, troubleshooting irrigation systems in construction projects is a critical task that requires knowledge of both technical systems and state regulations. Given focus on water conservation, I'm always checking to make sure, sometimes I don't remember to turn the page, but given focus on water conservation, the proper functioning of irrigation systems is essential to ensuring sustainable landscaping practices. Legal frameworks such as California Code Regulations, CCR, you know that one already, and MELO set clear guidelines for water efficient irrigation systems, while licensing requirements for contractors ensure that systems are installed and maintained by qualified professionals. By regularly troubleshooting, maintaining, and upgrading, go ahead and write those in, irrigation systems, residents and businesses can contribute to the state's water conservation efforts while maintaining functional and aesthetically pleasing landscapes. Compliance with legal and regulatory standards is essential for promoting sustainability, protecting the environment, and ensuring long-term viability of water resources.